I like to post the link in the J Stain Facebook window cleaning group just to piss off Doug Apt.
Sweet. Now that's live on the show. I hope you're happy about yourself about that. Shouldn't be saying stuff like that on this podcast. You know we're not like that.
Yeah, we don't do that.
We don't do that kind of stuff, dude. You know it. I expect
Oops.
you. I expect you to conduct yourself better.
Yeah, in a professional manner,
Yeah, in a
Jacob.
professional manner. If you're gonna do shit like that, dude.
In your Teletubby run.
So we're here with
Already.
our guest tonight, Grace. How are you, Grace?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're wonderful.
Doing great.
Just grand.
So before we get going too far, I want to get it right here in the beginning. What you guys, you and Craig, rolling with the window cleaner, you guys are doing a giveaway for the month of October. What does that entail?
So, if you put an order in through Craig and I directly, our number is 845-324-7143. You can find that all over the pro group. If you put in an order with us for $75 or more, you get one entry into our October giveaway where we have a collectible plate with the Norman Rockwell, the window washer on it, and it's got the little certificate and everything. And then we have a mystery box filled with all kinds of goodies. And you can get additional entries by getting like one of the WCR hand soap bars that Craig and I scented, by getting any of the t-shirts, a WCR beanie, or the Rolling with the Window Cleaner mug. Those all get you additional entries. And if you purchase a water-fed system from us, then you get, I believe it was 10 additional entries. Let me double check my flyer. So there's a lot of chances to win. Let's see. Oh, additional 20 entries if you order a water filtration system from us.
Cool. So check
Yeah.
that out, guys. Check that out.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be buying stuff from there anyways.
Yeah. You might as well. You know what I mean? Might as well just do yourself a favor and win a collectible, a plate and a mystery box from Craig. It could be anything. Like it could be like 100 bars of soap. Like I got and chapsticks and chocolates.
We've been known to include whoopee cushions, slime.
Yeah, some rad stuff.
I mean, there's fun like window cleaning goodies too, but throw some goofy stuff in there too for fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Seth's camera does look like shit.
That's because my internet is trash right now.
Well, you know, I wish that it wasn't.
Me too.
Your camera looks like I'm on acid right now, man.
Yeah. So how's fall treating you and Craig right now, Grace?
Oh, we've been so busy.
Really?
In a good way, but
Yeah.
very busy. Yeah. What about you guys?
I'm as busy as I can be, I guess. You know what I mean? I'm actually doing two things now. So I'm doing something in the morning till about noon and then working the rest of the day with my cousin, trying to help him out until one of his employees gets back from sick leave. He's in a bind, so my mornings have been starting super early lately, so I'm like dragging ass. You know what I mean? I'm not. Yeah, that's not good. I'm using different muscles working than I normally do. You know what I mean? Like, you know, a lot of heavy things being picked up, and I'm not used to that. So I mean, this week's a lot better than last week. It wasn't so. Last week was rough for me because I was working through the soreness and shit. You know, so you're standing on a barge all day and the waves are moving and yeah, it gets to be a pain. But now, I mean, it's a little bit better now. So hopefully that guy comes back soon though.
Yeah.
Seth looks like he's fucking like from the surface of the fucking moon right now.
Yeah, man, I might have to turn my Wi-Fi off on my phone. You know, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that.
It's so bad, dude. Like, I don't understand. Like, you go like a whole long time without that being an issue, and then like out of nowhere, it just starts acting crazy.
Bada bing, bada boom.
There's 4 different contractors in the building that I'm in, and depending on they stay late sometimes. Like the broadband here, terrible.
Well, that's not cool.
So, yeah,
that's not your fault.
No, it's just nothing I can do about it when they decide to work late here. So
it's weird,
yeah, it makes for a fun time.
Your internet connection shouldn't be throttled because there's 4 people next to you using it. That's like if my neighbor's playing too much Call of Duty, I can't watch a movie. What kind of sense does that make?
You know it doesn't make any sense, especially since I pay like $250 a month for a commercial.
Yeah,
it drives me nuts.
I would definitely complain about that if I were you. That's a lot of money to have your shit act like the way that it does.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Grace is in her grandma's bathroom right now, and her internet is way better than yours.
I'm using my unlimited hotspot because my Wi-Fi was not working. So
her phone hotspot is better than your broadband, Seth.
But you know what? I have 5G on my phone, and like we'll be in the field, and I like will have horrible connection, and things won't move. So I no clue.
Yeah, it's fun when it all wants to go to crap. It's a good time.
It's a good time. It's always the best.
Work.
Yeah, it's driving me crazy.
There's people here at my house. There's people at my house. My dogs, my doorbells, and my dogs. I mean, yeah, everything seems to be running weird tonight. No Mark. Mark went and started the first step of his tibia and fibia lengthening operation. So he's going to gain at least an inch from what we're told.
Yeah. He's going to be Papa Smurf height by the time we're done with him.
Yeah. So, yeah. He'll like 2 or 3 more, I think, operations, and he'll be like the height of a real boy.
He won't have to sit on phone books anymore in the chair.
No more Geppetto. He should be good.
I think Grace is taller than Mark. And Grace and Jennifer are short.
Yeah, I'm only 5'2".
Oh, yeah, you're taller than Mark. Mark's only 5 foot.
I thought he's like 4'9".
Oh, okay. Is that what it was?
Yeah, something like that.
Or 5 apples tall, as I've said before.
My wife is 5'3", and I think she's the same height as Mark, or a little bit taller.
The power of medicine. That is correct. The power of medicine. Modern medicine strikes again. We'll have a long Mark Tanner before it's too long. It's definitely a surgery on South Park, but it's actual real surgery. You can get your bones lengthened, but it's only like a couple of inches in each. So I think you could gain like 4 inches overall.
Wouldn't you just look weird?
No.
You know what I mean? Like your body wouldn't be in proportion.
I mean, Mark's already out of proportion as it is.
Yeah, as his wife says, there's no short and fat store. So.
Ouch.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You know, I wish him the best, though. I hope it all comes out in the wash. You know, he's going to have to buy new jeans, which is cool. You know.
He said he's not. He's just going to let him just ride up.
Yeah, just let him ride up. Some high waters.
Yeah.
He's going to get denim-colored socks.
Stupid.
So do you guys have any questions for Grace? I mean, I guess I could ask every friggin' question, you know.
You're good at it.
So when's your next Rolling with the Window Cleaner event?
So we actually have one coming up on November 12th. We're going to be in Toledo. And we are going to be at Maumee Bay Brewing Company. I believe we're going to be there about 10 a.m. That's when they open. There's an event on the Rolling with the Window Cleaner Facebook page. So, yeah, we're hoping folks come out.
They always look like a good time. It's like a networking event, essentially, right? Craig, of course, shows off the back of his truck, you know, because why wouldn't Craig do that? You know?
Well, yeah, he's got to show off that porta potty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of that, you explain this. This was a request by Mr. Tanner. He wants to know more about the porta potty in the back of the truck.
Okay, so it's not like a traditional porta potty. It's one of those. It's a 5-gallon bucket from like Bass Pro Shops with the camping potty seat on it, and then we got one of those tents from like the camping, like they pop out. It's
a shower tent essentially.
Yeah, it's from like the camping section, and we just put that together because like during COVID, a lot of the public bathrooms that we used, like in the valley, gas stations or whatever, they all closed. Or they replaced them with straight up porta potties. And half the time those aren't even open. They're just locked. So, and even still, like, everything's opened up now and the bathrooms down in the metro parks are still locked. So, like,
yeah.
Craig, it's easy. If he has to pee, he can,
So what happens if you have because Mark's definitely going to ask you this. What happens if it's solid waste?
Oh, no.
No? She said, no.
No.
You gotta hold that.
Yeah, you gotta hold that.
That's a one type of situation.
No number two.
No number twos?
Yeah, no number two.
Well, it's a good idea.
It's hard for shells to nature piece, so we got to figure something out if we're going to keep all the bathrooms locked.
Right.
You really could have just lied through all of this, because I think Mark's going to be really disappointed when he hears this.
Yeah. He's going to be upset the fact that none of your answers meet his criteria. So
his expectations.
Yeah.
Well,
he was really hoping that Craig was going to say, you were going to say Craig just drops hefty coils in a bucket or something
like that. Yeah.
No.
Well, sorry, Mark.
Yeah, sorry.
So is this your so with winter coming up, is that your least favorite time of year to work? Doing what we do? Yeah. Yeah,
because we work year round. Well, I don't like the extreme heat of the summer. Like, I don't do good in extreme temperatures either direction, but at least in the winter, we can bundle up and, our work slows down, so it's pretty minimal. But, I mean, up here on the lake, TJ, you're right on the lake, too. Yeah. It gets cold.
Yeah, it gets extremely difficult in the wintertime around here. I was just wondering.
Mainly a lot of wind.
Because, again, I don't mean to, I'm not trying to harp on this or nothing, but you're a little person. Because I wasn't sure, and then you were standing next to Jennifer. I was like, oh, well, she's a little person, too. And I know Jennifer, she's cold in the summer. You know what I mean? So I have a swimming pool. She gets in and she's cold in the swimming pool in August when it's 90 out. She's like, ooh, I'm like cold. I'm like, dude, I don't understand. Why do we even get this thing?
Have you maybe thought that she's not a little person, you're just overly big?
Well, that's definitely a thing, yeah. I mean, I'm not denying that at all, but they're still both small people. They're tiny people.
Yeah. I already started wearing like tights and leggings under my jeans.
Right.
And we're not even like at freezing temperatures yet.
Right.
So
yeah, I'm gonna tell you that wind off the lake has been blowing persistently for the last 4 days now, so that's really nice. You gotta appreciate that. Yeah. I really love that. That's when I know it's time to not clean windows anymore. Like, I just want to quit. I want to retire.
Craig has a response. He says, Grace may be against dropping coils. I, on the other hand, if I have to deuce in a bucket in a shower tent, walk around. Do not sniff at the door.
See, so Craig does coil. He's not afraid to drop a coil in there. I can appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I guess you gotta do what you have to do, So, Grace, what does your winter work schedule look like on a typical week in the winter?
So we usually look at the forecast for the week and try to figure out what the warmest day of that week is going to be. And we have a restaurant that we do every single Tuesday, typically. And we get there at 6 a.m. because we have to be out of the inside before they open. So we'll pick the warmest day that week. Unless it's all pretty consistent, then we just keep it on the normal day. But we'd go do that, and then whatever other storefronts we have, we put on that day typically. And residential, we don't really have too much. We have one house that gets her lakeside windows cleaned bi-weekly, year round. So we'll throw that in the mix on whatever the warmest day is. Sometimes if we get like frigid cold temperatures, sometimes we'll like either she'll be like, hey, let's just skip this week, or we'll adjust it however we have to. But yeah, we typically just try to find the warmest day or a couple of days to get stuff done.
I do the same thing. I just condense things. Most places and most people are pretty cool with that. If you work in this kind of area, they live in it, so they know. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather not be outside doing this. So they pretty much know.
KG, the WC, has a question whenever you're done. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. He said, so do you guys up north put straight alcohol in the buckets if it's below freezing?
No.
He's about an hour away from Mark, so.
Mm-mm.
Gotcha. We use windshield washer fluid.
So do I.
Same thing, I think. Yep. I know some people use like what is the alcohol they pour it in straight? Methanol. Yeah. I don't mess with that, but
no, that shit goes bad too quick.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's like, use methanol. Like, first of all, if you get it by the gallon, it's super expensive. Like 4 times as expensive as a bottle of window washing fluid. And if you buy it the cheap route and buy a 55-gallon drum, before you even gotten halfway through it, it's like water. So it's almost useless. You know what I mean? So just buy window washing fluid. I buy it by the case. I don't buy the fucking Windex below 30 million degrees Celsius fucking shit, like purple shit. I just buy the blue
Go
stuff.
to the Dollar Tree and buy the stuff that's like more
if you need
water.
the purple stuff, I'm not working outside.
It's not even about the purple stuff. I mean, you know, it just like there's a point to where it's like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like, you know, what am I doing? So, but for me, I mean, really, it varies. Most of the season, I'd say 90% of the season, I go 50-50 window washing fluid and water mix. You know what I mean? The key to making your windows not freeze up in the wintertime, I say this all the time, I feel like it gets passed up, is limiting the amount of soap you put in the water. The more bubbles, the more aeration in your water, the more likely it is going to freeze on you. So you want a solution in the wintertime with minimal suds, as much as that sucks. So your TikTok pads are going to have to go away in the wintertime, guys.
When it gets like really, really cold here and we've got storefronts to do, we won't even like put water like on our soaker. We'll just pour washer fluid on it, and then we have a spray for washer fluid too if we need extra wetness.
I do the same thing.
I thought you were gonna say you don't even wash the windows. You just take your sleeve and wipe the sill and slap the invoice on the door.
No, in the wintertime I use a lot of that, and you can get it at Home Depot. That Unger soap, the Unger Super Glide. I use it. I don't even use Dawn in the wintertime because it freezes up on you too quickly. I just add a couple capfuls of that just to make it slide, and then I'm good to go. You know.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's you know, I'm not saying that, you know, it's not feasible to use methanol. I've just found over the years, price wise, it seems to be that going the window washing fluid route is usually the best way to go. It just money wise, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, and it works. So.
It does work, yeah, it works. The only thing you have to be careful of is if you're doing inside work, you want to make sure you got a separate bucket or a separate solution for the insides, because you don't want to take that separate mop. You don't want to take that window washing fluid. That dye and that stuff it'll stain wood, especially white paint. That's the only thing you really got to be careful of with it, you know. So. Yeah, Craig's got a good point. The petroleum-based soaps are just not good for the winter. It's just not. You know.
Wait.
Oh, that's cool.
A guy I used to work with used isopropyl alcohol. I mean, it works okay, I guess. But again, it's, just buy some window washing fluid. Just, it's just it's so much simpler.
Well, what I think a lot of people down here use it for, so it makes it dry faster, or I don't know.
I think that would be the last thing I'd want in a hot climate, is my windows drying faster. But
Yeah,
what do
I
know?
don't.
It's my first day.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you.
I'm kidding. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not
Yeah, you
saying that
totally
I'm not saying that it's not, I just like money wise, methanol, it just doesn't make sense because you get it in a quantity large enough to, it gets. It doesn't last as long. You know what I mean? I could buy window washing fluid, and as long as it's sealed up, it's good to go. You know what I mean? It's not going to freeze on you. Methanol goes bad quick. It loses its potency fast, at least from what I've noticed. I used to get it from a race shop here in town. You just go down there to the engine shop. They got a big 55-gallon drum of it. We used to get it in like 25-gallon, like half barrels of it. It just doesn't last long enough. So that's just me, anyways. Plus, who wants to have their hands in methanol all fucking day?
Yeah, not me.
Yeah, just never good.
Turn into fucking some radioactive fucking monster.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. That's just the way I like to do it. You don't have to do it the way I do it. That's just the way that I do it. So.
Yeah, well, it seems to be it's from people who work in the cold, so makes sense. But I don't know. I only work like 10 or 12 days in the winter, so that's about it for me. I don't want to do much more than that, to be honest.
Is it just you? You mean you or your company?
In the winter, everyone's laid off except for me and my brother. So
I see.
we have like 3 or 4 restaurants we do monthly. And then we get, on average, in the winter, we have 2 builders that we do construction cleanups for. So we'll do that. So in the winter, those take a little longer, a couple days here and there. So just, whatever has to be done. It's not fun, but it gets done.
Do what you got to do.
Right.
Yeah, I'd rather do nothing, but I do that.
If only.
Someday, when I'm the richest man in windows,
Yes.
I'll get to do nothing.
Too late.
Well.
Too late. Too late. You already are. Too late.
Soon.
I feel absolutely horrible. Just so everybody knows, I am sick as shit. I feel like shit. Yeah, I feel like shit. Yeah. I mean, I don't feel as bad as I did yesterday, so I feel a little bit better. But yeah, I'm still like ugh. So I still got the yuckies. So,
You get that rundown fall thing where like you're working too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you feel bad, you can always just do what everyone came here to see, and then we can cut it short.
What did everybody come to see? Grace?
No, they
Yes.
came here to see Tool Time.
No, they didn't. I can assure
Yeah.
you that's not. I can assure you that's not why people are here.
Come on, man.
I can
Even
assure you
Steve-O
that
said
is
it was
not.
good.
Steve-O is just saying things to satiate you.
Steve-O
Just make
doesn't lie.
Steve-O
wouldn't lie
is
to me.
the biggest fucking liar I know. If Steve-O told you that, he's a fucking liar. That guy. He doesn't.
But,
He didn't.
he
That was not
lying
genuine.
because he was fucking laughing when he was saying
Right,
it,
because
so,
it was
you know.
insincere. He was not being sincere at all, dude. He was just saying that to make you feel good.
Well, it didn't.
It didn't. It did. It didn't work. It didn't work. I didn't fall for it.
That's worse than you guys just calling me fat. That just makes me feel good.
Aw, poor guy.
Buddy.
Aw, buddy. You think
That makes me happy.
because Grace
That makes
is on
me all
here?
warm inside.
You think because Grace is on here, you're gonna get some kind of like extra feedback, some feels or something like that? Like she's gonna be like, "Oh, poor Jacob." No, she's not gonna do that.
She's not.
She's
She's not saying it, but look at the look.
She's
Her look
really
on her face. She's like,
level-headed.
"Fuck that
She's
guy."
not going to get involved. She's not going to get involved.
Yeah.
It's not that she doesn't care. She's just like I'm not going to get involved.
It's just
Yeah.
that look.
Yeah.
She's just like, fuck that guy.
And that's what I'm usually.
so confused.
That's good. That's good
I do
because
that
so
to
are
people.
we. We're also confused. Don't worry, it's not just you; it's us as well. We're also confused.
I was trying to get onto YouTube so I can see the chat. See
Oh,
everybody chiming in.
oh, well, yeah, we got a bunch of
I
comments
see
here.
now.
Yeah, you missed. Diego wrote hashtag Fat Lives Matter. What else is in here?
I see. I see it all now. Oh my goodness.
Do you regret going into the chat? Sometimes I do.
Grace, you're not a hugger. You're not a hugger. You don't
No,
like to.
I'm not a hugger.
No, you're not a hugger. That
No.
sucks.
Have you guys ever seen the movie The Ringer
Yeah,
with Johnny Knoxville?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you remember when he says Mr. Stevie not a hugger when Johnny Knoxville's character goes to visit his old coworker in the hospital after he chopped his fingers off? He says, Mr. Stevie not a hugger. So that's what my family always jokes. But
I'm
I
definitely. It's
DJ, are you?
yes. It's on my schedule. No matter what, it's on my schedule. As of right now, I can. I do have some legal allegation or legal responsibilities I have to take care of. So we'll see if that's going to cause a problem or not.
Allegations.
Yeah, I got some legal issues I got to take care of. So hopefully that's sorted by then. It's supposed to be, but we'll see. But either way, yeah, fingers crossed. Either way, I would like to do that, Craig.
Fingers
either way.
crossed.
If he is, we can work out some swag bags for those who join us. Yeah. My only concern would be I would really like to send like a. If you guys could get me a PNG of something.
Okay.
Like a backgroundless thingamajig. And maybe we'll do something like a rolling with the window cleaner t-shirt for the event, and I can get that printed. So, but you have to, get it to me quickly. That's actually a good idea, Craig. We can.
You put a reminder in my phone, and I can try to get that to you tomorrow.
If there's
maybe.
something you might want to do, like you've got, you can. You're allowed to use Squeegee Life in there. I know it's trademarked, and we own the copyright to all that shit. For all you numbnuts out there that are trying to get slick. That's all Mark. I didn't know Mark was going to do that, but Mark is tired of getting effed in the beehole, so he went and protected all that stuff.
He's tired of getting S'd on?
Yeah, he's tired of getting S'd on in the beehole. But yeah, if you send me something, maybe the only thing that will kind of suck is like, just let me know like size wise, you know what I mean? Like as far as like a shirt, like each, like maybe we'll do. I don't know how many people would show up to one of those things. Maybe we could play it by ear. The RSVPs. What is it? It's the 12th, correct? So we'd want to get something done and ordered, like by the beginning of next week, and then we'll just pick a nominal number of shirts, and then I'll buy them and then just ship them to you guys. Cool.
Okay. Cool.
And then you guys can make, because you guys get my birthday bag that I got 4 months after my birthday that Craig gave me was dope. So if you guys want to, we can work that out. I have some cool stickers and stuff we could toss in there too. I got new stickers, so I'll send you a bunch of stuff. That way you can do that on your end. You know what I mean? And then if I win my legal battle or I don't, then we can go from there. You know what I'm saying? That way, if I'm like the piece of shit they accuse me of being, at least the giveaway bags. I want to, because I missed the last one because I had to go to a fucking birthday party, and then I was charged with allegedly a criminal act. Allegedly, we're fighting. I'm not guilty. Like R. Kelly.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Yes. Dun dun dun. You know what I'm saying? Well, we need the Law and Order theme.
These are your cases.
yeah. But I definitely would like to, because I like the idea of what you guys are doing. I am not. I will tell you this.
Oh.
I am not, like, when I came to hang out with you and Craig, that is not something I normally do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't like
It was fun.
I know,
Good
yeah, but
time.
I don't
You're not a
enjoy,
social butterfly, TJ?
no, I'm not that.
Way to
I
go.
know, yeah, I'm not that dude.
I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, but the ice with you and Craig is broken now, so that's like you guys are like, you're in the circle, you know what I mean? So if I've spent any time with you outside of this, like in person, then we're good, you know what I mean? But like new people, I'm not good with new people. Not, you know, I just, you know, because I don't know, you know, if I say, you know, maybe I'll say something that'll offend somebody or, you know.
And you never know with this day and age.
Yeah, it's like really,
Everybody
yeah.
Easily.
Everyone gets butt hurt so easy.
Yeah. And I don't, you know, I'm not really good at containing myself once you've been offended. You know what I mean? Then I'm like, all right, you know, so I'm not nice anymore. I'm no longer nice anymore, so now I don't know how to deal with the situation. It's tough for me to deal with this way. I can't be nice to you now. So, yeah. But, you know, most situations, when you meet new people, normally it goes pretty good. Like 99.99% of the times, everything is great. There's just that 1/100th of a percent of a chance that, you know, this person is weird and I can't be around you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And then you don't want to be stuck in that uncomfortable situation.
Yeah. So I try, just because of that, I try to avoid any social interactions. You know what I mean? I try to avoid it as much as possible. Especially in my later stages of life here, I've grown even more. Like now, I feel like nobody can tell me to do anything. You know what I mean? Like you can't tell me what to do.
Well, yeah, I mean...
We gotta go over here for what you watching. No, I don't. Well, what do you mean? I don't have to do anything. No. No.
Oh, man. I literally hang out with like 3 people.
Yeah, me too. Me
We
too.
like hanging out with them.
Yeah.
I graduated from grade school. I don't have to take shit from anybody.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's it, man, dude. Don't talk to me. I did all 12 grades, son. I'm good. Don't talk to me no more. I don't really have to watch what I say. Because, I mean, you know, I don't know if people realize this or not, but, you know, this podcast is like me at like, with the amplifier turned all the way up. You know, all the reverb, the distortion pedals hooked up. We're jamming death metal chords. You know what I mean? That's what this is. Most people that have hung out with me in person, I am not the same. I'm not like this. I'm good for a conversation. I'm good with it for a conversation, but yeah, I'm not as nearly as angry. I'm very jolly in person. It takes a lot to. In general, yeah, that's true, Katie. Yeah, that's definitely true. You have to really watch what you say. I'm generally nice person, and you know what I mean. I kind of like an energy reader. Like if you're like a twat. Sorry, Grace. If you're a bad person, if you're like a dick or whatever, like I'm gonna be like this. I'm gonna treat you like as such. You know what I mean? Don't you agree? Yeah. Like you got to feed off people's energy.
Well, yeah, I've hung out with you in person a bunch of times, and I would definitely say this is you turned all the way up.
Yeah.
I would say this is me turned all the way down.
Yes. Which is really you're much different in person. Me and Seth kind of swap roles in person. Seth is me on the podcast, and I am Seth on the podcast in person.
It was kind of interesting when we first did meet up. I was like, oh, all right, wow, this like kind of crossed different paths than I had expected.
Right. I mean, the only thing that was really crazy is we almost died on the way back to the house after we left the airport. We literally almost fucking died. I was rolling. I was doing at least 85, 90 miles an hour. And this lady was backed up going in reverse on the fucking... Wasn't she, Seth? She was... she missed the exit. She slammed on her brakes and had her car in reverse. And I'm doing 90 down the highway. And I just so... I was sitting there talking to Seth, and I looked over and I seen... I was like, oh, shit! And I swerved. And luckily, there was nobody on the left of me. I swerved over. Missed this dude I was going to destroy in the back and her. We go around. Where were we at? The red light. Dude pulled up next to you. He's like, dude, thank you so much. You saved my life. Because we were going to kill that guy, weren't we, Seth? We were going to kill him.
If we were going to kill it, I was going to be dead. I had been 15 minutes on the ground in
The
Cleveland.
F-150's got airbags, dude. We totally would have been fine, bro. I would have jettisoned a 40-foot ladder off the ladder rack into a fucking... It would have been so bad, dude. It would have been bad. It would have been bad. I never in my life have seen that again. I don't, nor do I think I ever will. This lady stopped and was going in reverse on the fucking highway to get back to the exit.
What highway were you on? 90?
I don't know which highway.
Which fucking airport were you at?
I was at Cleveland.
Did you go to... Okay, so Cleveland Hopkins. So you guys were going back to...
From
Yeah.
Yes, you're probably on 90.
We were.
It was crazy. I mean,
she was going backwards, Grace, on the highway. She had her car in reverse. I'm not making that up. She was driving backwards. Like I said, if I would have fucking swerved to the left and there would have been a car next to us, it would have been so bad. It would have been so bad.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we would have been in some trouble for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I was going to die. For a second, I was like, oh, shit.
Seth was like, hey, maybe we should slow down. Seth's like, maybe we should slow down. I'm like, you know what? Maybe you're right. I was going with the flow of the traffic. Everyone drives like a fucking maniac coming out of that airport,
dude,
man.
90's a bad highway apparently everywhere.
Yeah.
Because it's bad here, too. Like, 90's...
It's because it's an interstate.
Car accidents. Yeah, it sucks. It's, it's
it was
not
crazy,
a good highway.
Man. That was the huge convention, right?
Yeah.
The huge.
The huge. That was back before the huge convention sucked huge balls.
Yep.
Sorry, Grace.
Why do you keep apologizing?
Because you're a lady and we talk like we're savages. Huh?
I'm a 25-year-old woman. I say all these words too.
Oh, you say balls too? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet, dudes. Balls.
Balls.
I've been swearing for a very long time.
She's like, listen, I've been swearing for a long time, guys.
2 weeks is not a long time, Grace.
2 weeks does not count as a long time, Grace. Well, with that being said, here's another edition of Tool Time with Jacob. Take her away, Jacob.
Yeah, okay.
What?
Keep it up. Back again. Another Tool Time with Jacob. Welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about the Maker Python Sleeve Complete.
There's so many jokes I have for that, but Grace is here this week.
That's right. Python. Not only, it comes in 4 different sizes from 6 inches all the way up to 18.
I just let Grace laugh.
It's a 3-part system, so it comes with the T-bar, the actual handy sleeve itself, and the Python sleeve. Some of the upsides of this product are the sleeve does not move whenever you're working. It stays tight. It's also a multi-purpose tool, and there's optional end scrubbers, and on those optional end scrubbers you can get bronze scrubbers, blue little scrubbies, or white scrubbies. You know, you got a little bird duke on there, don't want to come off, you just take it and
Little Duke. Little
Duke. Or you can opt to just get none. That's your personal choice. So
I just use the Velcro to scrape shit off the glass with.
It works. Yeah, I don't need all that. The Velcro works great.
Yeah, Velcro works great on that. And you can put those on any T-bar, not just a Maker one. You can go on your favorite T-bar. It can go on.
And you can put other sleeves on on the Maker T-bar too.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Thank you for the input.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Now Now, if you're interested in purchasing this or any other items, make sure you go to squeegeelife.com, hit the WCR banner.
Mm-hmm.
It'll revert you to windowcleaner.com, and bada bing, bada boom, Bob's your uncle.
All right, that's tool time with Jacob.
It does not move on that T-bar.
No.
It is almost hard to get onto the T-bar because it is so snug.
Yeah.
But it is worth it because it doesn't wibble wobble.
Yeah, I mean, you lose a lot of agitation power when you go to press on the window and the sleeve rolls. You know what I mean? So, kind of sucks.
Yeah, so, I agree. I love mine.
Yeah. I've been using them for quite a long time.
Gripe. I want a 22-inch. I like a 22-inch.
For what?
T-bar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just like 22-inch T-bars. Mm. And I want Richie to make a 22-inch handy sleeve.
He's not going to.
I know he's not, but I can wish, okay?
He's not going to. Just because you asked for it, he's not going to do it.
Hey, if there's enough people that want it, then there's the market for it.
Yeah. Jacob's not enough people.
Yeah, I'm not enough people.
I mean, technically, he is enough people, but...
but, you know. You know?
What, dude?
I'm gonna start doing like the clips I sent you last week. Yeah. I'm just gonna start doing that every episode, and we're just gonna do out of context videos. How do you like that,
dude? I'm not the one. Seth's typing the stuff in the chat, and it's making me laugh.
No, I'm
Jacob Eagles people.
Jacob Eagles people. And I said it before you can even spit it out. I mean, I'm.
What are you mad at me for? I'm laughing at your joke.
No, I'm not mad at you. I just said all the out of context things that we say on here. I'm gonna make the clips, and you can make a YouTube video of it.
I'd never do that. All of these things will be fictitious. It will be a voice actor playing me. You will have to hire Joe Pesci to voice act over top of me.
It's going to be like we're in a Kung Fu movie. You're going to be talking.
Don't do that, dude. That'll be so bad.
Do not.
That'll piss me off if you do that. There's nothing more irritating in the world than that. It's like, come on, man. You couldn't have dubbed that any better. Come on, guys. Why'd you...
Sorry, I was...
What?
Just writing stuff being a day.
My Jakey was roughly 2.
Maybe.
Grace is regretting messaging me. Dude, I want to come on the podcast. It'll be awesome. And then she comes on there and she's like, oh, it's not awesome. These guys aren't awesome.
Hey, well, sometimes we're fun.
Grace, have you ever written anything for American Window Cleaner magazine?
Yeah, I was consistently writing for a handful of months, and I took a little bit of a break last month, but I'll be back to writing some more again.
He just randomly stopped posted publishing your writings. Is that what it was?
No, I think there may have been a few that got written as Craig.
Oh.
Just because we use our business email when we send it, so that's okay. But then I took a break because we got really busy with work and everything, and I'm moving, and it was just a lot going on. So I was like, I'm gonna step back for a month and be back.
Right.
So
makes sense to me.
Yeah. It's been a busy fall.
Yeah, I didn't mean to yawn there. I really don't feel good. I'm on all of the medicine right now. I'm on the purple drink. That purple drink, you gotta show your ID for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You may be ID'd for this cough medicine. Uh-oh. I gotta get me a 2
tipping
liter of Sprite.
Yeah,
tipping on fofos for show now. I am. Yes. Yes, I am. That is right. That is correct. Jacob, you hit the nail right on the head. That is the soundtrack going on in my head right now. Is I am tipping on fofos. Great drink.
Look who creeping, look who crawling, still balling in the mix.
Yeah. Slim Thug. Oh man, the drink, man. That's the drink, man. I don't know if you guys know anything about the drink, but it's good.
Blowing on that endo. GameCube, Nintendo. Okay, I'll stop now.
Grace has no idea what we're talking about, do you, Grace? No? Alright. That sucks. I wish you did know. Then you would be even cooler than I already think you are. Then you would be legendary.
Yeah.
If you knew, yeah, you would be a legend if you knew what we were talking. If you knew which rap song we were talking about right now, I mean, you might be one of the coolest dudes I know. I mean, you already, but you
Not a
top 5 if you knew that song. You're top 10 right now, but you would be top 5 if you knew that song.
Yeah, you would bump up.
Of course.
to rap music, really. So
You know,
guess you'd be in the top 5.
I gotta say, I my music tastes, I don't know, I'm all over the place. You know what I mean? I've got a closet full of CDs, and I'm all over the place. All over the place. My music taste would be eclectic.
Yeah, I like a lot of different stuff. I was always one of those people that was like, I like everything except country and rap. Except now I like country, so
I
That's
like
kind of a-
certain kinds of country.
yeah. Well, me too. I don't like the country you hear on the radio.
Yeah, the bro dude rap, the bro dude country music. I'm cool with the bro dude fucking. Yeah, do the rap again.
Yeah, I like Sturgill Simpson.
Yes, Sturgill Simpson's
There he is.
awesome, man. Turtles All the Way Down is
I
one of
like
my
Sturgill.
one of my most favorite songs in the entire world. If I don't know if anyone
Yeah.
knows if that has ever heard Sturgill Simpson's Turtles All the Way Down. His rendition of that is fucking amazing. I love it. It's like one of my favorites. That was my favorite TikTok video I ever did. It garnered the most views I ever got, and then they pulled the sound off of TikTok like some assholes. So China's weird. China's weird. China doesn't like Sturgill Simpson.
Bunch of assholes.
His rendition of "In Bloom" is pretty good too. Their Nirvana song, it's really good, dude.
I love the one album where he turned like a bunch of his songs into bluegrass.
Yes.
Like upbeat fast.
Yeah, the dude, Sturgill Simpson's fucking awesome. Rap is the devil's
You like-
music. Craig
I know who you...
Craig says you listen to Kenny Rogers.
No, I don't.
My Jones.
Oh,
Who?
My
hit me
Jones.
up on the phone.
Go ahead, Grace.
You ever listen to Wheeler Walker Jr.?
Yeah,
He's got some
yes.
hilarious.
Of course.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
Yeah, Wheeler Walker Jr. is great, man. I found Wheeler Walker Jr. because of Joe Rogan. That's how I found Wheeler Walker Jr. He was on Joe Rogan a bunch back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good too.
Yeah.
TJ, your favorite song is "Finger in the Butt," isn't it?
No. It's not.
We know what Jacob says.
The
Yeah.
Pillsbury Dough commercial. Anyways. I like Ryan Upchurch too. I love me some Ryan Upchurch.
I don't know who that is.
All of
Check
the
him out.
all of the outlaw country. I love all of that. Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash and fucking George Jones and
The Possum.
yeah, all of them. All of them. Charlie Daniels.
Don't forget Waylon.
Yeah, Waylon's dope. Yeah,
And Merle.
Merle Haggard's dope.
Oh,
Yeah.
Merle.
George Jones. George Jones is a straight beast. And I gotta say it, man. George Strait. I can't not anything George Strait does is perfect for me. Like George Strait is like fucking the king of fucking country music. I don't care what anyone says. George Strait's the king of country.
Well, and don't forget Hank Williams.
Listen, I love Hank Williams Jr. and Sr. as well, but I'm telling you, George Strait is the king of country. There's just no one. He's just the king of country. Sorry, guys. It's not Garth Brooks.
Should never. Ever.
I don't know that Chris Gaines album that Garth Brooks did was pretty good, man. When he came out as the emo R&B singer, Chris Gaines, look that shit up. That shit's fire,
I
man.
was just
I thought it
That
was
shit's
supposed to be a
fire,
rock and roll
cuz.
singer.
That shit fire, cuz. You know, all the way from there to, you know, like I said before, Jane's Addiction, Alice in Chains, you know, that's my shit, man. You know what I mean? So I'm all over the place. I'm all
I
over the
got caught
place.
stealing.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. Tupac,
Got that
I'm
song
just
in my
all
head.
over the place. I'm all over the place. None of it makes sense. If it speaks to me in some sort of way, I like it. I don't care what genre music is. If I hear it and I dig the music itself, like the words are secondary for me almost. You know what I mean? It's, you know what I mean? I'm weird like that. The words are a little almost secondary for me, but if the tune is there, I like the tune. So
That's how I am. It like takes me a minute. Like I have to listen to it over and over again to figure out like what the meaning of the song is. Like my boyfriend will always be like, "You know what this song's about, right?" I'm like, "I have no clue. I just like it. It just sounds good to my ears." So.
I'm supposed to ask you about Never Shout Never, Christopher Dre.
Oh God, no, Craig. Why?
He said you had such a crush on him.
He will not let me live this down. Okay, so Craig and my mom started dating when I was, I think, like 12.
Uh-huh.
So he has known me through all of the horrible, embarrassing middle school, high school, you know,
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
And in middle school, I was obsessed with Never Shout Never because, you know, like, I was one of those, like, emo teen kids. I had the hair and, you know, the whole thing.
Right.
And that was when, you know, you set songs as your ringtones and as your alarm clock.
Right.
And I set one of his songs as my alarm clock, and I still cannot live it down to this day.
My daughter had to have
Every time
the,
it brings it up.
my middle daughter, she had to have the two dudes from that fucking show, them two guys that hunt ghosts down and shit, fucking whack us. They drive a black car, fucking couple of nerds.
Oh, Supernatural.
Yeah, Supernatural.
I never got in.
The dude like laying on the sheets as her sheets. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my god, bro. How hard that was for me to buy.
Craig said, "Tell them about the old lady dresses."
What old lady? He's got a lot of old lady polyester dresses. We used to, for our old neighbor, it was like having an older sister that I never had because I'm the oldest, but I was also an only child until I was like 13.
Uh-huh.
So when Ruth moved to California, we had a going away party for her at Jamie Buggers, the place I used to work, and everybody had to wear polyester.
Oh my God.
That wasn't anything new. Like we would have parties and everybody would just dress up in old, like, ridiculous polyester 70s outfits, and usually Craig was wearing an old 70s dress.
That makes a lot of sense.
I assume that's what he's referencing.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all that Craig would show up in a fucking polyester dress. That doesn't, not one bit does that surprise me.
Oh yeah, I would wear wigs and just like be super goofy and not care. It was fun.
Craig is fucking out of control, man. He's fucking
Some of the parties they've had at the house, oh my goodness.
I can only imagine.
Like one time I walked downstairs into the basement and there's like a dude playing trombone while everybody's like jamming, but there's a freaking horn section in my basement.
So my son tells us that he's like, "Dad, I want to join the band next year." And I'm like, "Oh no. My kid's going to be a fucking band nerd." You know what I mean? Band nerd, but this motherfucker wants to play the trombone.
Dude, that's cool though.
I mean,
Any brass.
right?
Oh,
he's like,
he's
I want to play the trombone. I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, you know, typically, you know, boy, I want to play the drums. You know what I mean, or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the trombone, I'm like, okay, I see you, player. You know what I mean? Like, and it just so happens that I do one of the. I clean inside and out once a month. One of the finest the finest music stores in my area. So it just so happens. So maybe I'll be able to get him a deal on a tromboner.
Dude, get it.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah, bro. He's been he's been asking me if is there a way that he can make music on my computer. He wants to make his own music. So now I'm looking into ways for this dude to make his own music. Like I got Beats by Dre
Do you
over
have a
here and
Mac?
shit. Huh? I have a one of
You have
those. I have a Mac, but I've also got a MIDI controller up here. You know, full keyboard with all the beats, the whole 9 yards on it. That's just sitting there.
Oh,
So I think I'm gonna buy him a new tower and with a little more space, a little more room, a few more programs, so he can start toying around with music. I mean, why not? You know.
heck yeah.
Maybe I'll go and get myself a 5-piece drum set, set it up in here, and I'll start fucking beating on the skins again. Maybe and Ryan can start a 2-piece band. You know what I mean?
I like it.
Call it
What are you gonna call it?
2-piece and a biscuit. He'll play the trombone. I'll play the drums. It'll be rad, dude.
Dude, that's always fun.
Leg and a thigh.
Leg and a thigh. That's not bad either. I don't know. I mean, I actually sang in a band. 2 bands, actually. 2 different bands. 3 bands, technically. Played drums a little bit. But...
Do you still play drums at all, or no?
No, I haven't in a long time. But I'm sure I could... After a couple months or so, I could probably play about half as good as I used to be able to, I think, maybe. You know?
Drums were the first instrument I got.
What's that?
Drums were the first instrument I got. I got a red drum set for my 5th birthday, if I remember correctly. And then my dad took me out of school early when I was in 3rd grade to take me to Guitar Center to get a full drum kit.
Cool.
And yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I had a guitar too. I played guitar for a little while, but I like to play in drums. I wish I'd have been able to play the drums in high school band, but my grandfather wouldn't have it. He's like, you want to play an instrument, you're going to play a brass instrument, you're going to play a horn or something. I'm like, why? He goes, so you can take that shit out in the backyard and do it. Like dead ass, that's what he said. Yeah, my grandfather was not having the musical instruments. He was not feeling it. Well, you know, what can you do?
I played violin in like elementary and middle school for a while, and then I had an electric bass. So my 8th grade year, I got to play the big stand-up bass, which was pretty fun. But it was not.
That would be cool.
Around it because
Oh, that's dope.
A little cello to bass. Dude, I was.
What did you say?
Cello to bass.
Said cello to bass. Stupid school rock reference. That's what nobody knew as a kid.
Be on this planet. Craig won't watch.
What's that? No, you and Grace, both your guys' internet is laggy, so you guys keep talking over each other. It's kind of great.
I feel like that's happening.
So that's what I feel like that's happening. Yeah. Go ahead, Seth. All right, Seth, you say what you were gonna say.
Oh, I'm just saying. I'm glad nobody knew me when I was younger because I was like in math club. I played violin for 12 years. I did musicals as a kid. I went through a rockabilly phase where I had like Elvis hair in high school, and then I played in a bunch of punk bands in high school and dressed like a fucking dork. And yeah, I'm glad there's like really no Facebook at that time. There was like there's MySpace was kind of there, but there's no remnants left.
Yeah, there was no any evidence of my youth is all caught on disposable cameras or Polaroid pictures. You know what I mean? To be quite honest with you. And most of us, we weren't taking pictures anyways. We was too busy wilding out, you know what I mean, to be, you know. I was known to walk around with a hot case of beer under my arm. Like, I would not put my beer in a cooler. I would go to the store right before we got to the party. I would buy a case of beer, and I would walk around with the case of beer under my arm. I wouldn't let it go. Because I didn't want people drinking my beer, so it would always be hot. I'd fucking be drinking hot fucking Budweisers. Hey, man, sometimes you gotta be a man. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta be a man about it. You know what I'm saying? Hot Budweiser, baby. Woo!
Listen, when you're young, you can do that.
I remember that song from Cable Guy when Jim Carrey was playing basketball. Oh, my God. Grace, the trombone player who was in our basement. Nils, he is the co-writer of the song Hey Man, Nice Shot by the band Filter. People don't. People sleep on all the bands from Ohio, man. There's all the cool bands are from Ohio. Thought you knew.
There's a lot of
Yeah,
them.
Craig and I talk about that a lot. Like the music scene now is not what it was when him and my mom were growing up.
Right. It was a lot different back then. When I was even like in the mid to late 90s, it's not even like, I mean, even back then it's not even nowhere near what it was then, and it was fell off from when your parents, like Craig and your mom, were younger, you know what I mean? So when I was involved in the local music scene and going to everything, it was half of what it used to be back in their day, and now it's half of what it used to be back then. It's like almost non-existent anymore. Like there was always that one club in our town that you could go to and catch local acts. You had a spot to go and do your thing. They don't have that around here anymore, so it's kind of strange, but you know.
Yeah, we have a few spots, like little local places. Like a few weeks ago, it was my friend's birthday, so we were like, we'll go up to the bar and see what's playing. But it's always like cover bands that play the same thing each set.
Right.
So
right.
It gets old.
Right. Yeah.
It's not the same.
Yeah. It's not the same. Like a lot of the shows that I went to, there was none of that shit. No cover. There was no. You weren't doing no covers. Either you was doing your original shit or you wasn't doing your shit. You know, you wasn't doing shit. Because we weren't trying to hear that shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, if I wanted to hear Metallica, I'd fucking play that song. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to hear no dude from fucking Lorraine play fucking Sanitarium, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't trying to hear that, dude.
Then there's Mark Tanner out in the crowd. Play Freebird.
Play Freebird. Cody Jenks is amazing.
I miss going to $5 shows and getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
I honestly, I do kind of miss it a little bit. Like, I wouldn't want to do it at the age I'm at.
There's
now,
always
but
some
20
sketchy brownies going around, you know what I mean? Like some super sketchy brownies. Like some dude like, hey man, I made my own edibles, you know what I mean? And had like ground up syringes in it and shit. Yeah, it was always bad, dude. It was always a bad time. What it would be to be young again. Seth, $5 for a bloody nose.
Just a weekend. That's it. That's probably all I could handle at this point.
Yeah, I don't even think a
nice.
weekend. Maybe like a Saturday night. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh yeah.
And I would want to be that young again Sunday morning, so I didn't have to feel the effects out of a hangover at 43. If I could feel it at the age of 23, I'd be okay with it. You know what I mean? So that's just me personally.
Exactly.
Personally, I would like to not have to go. I don't like hangovers anymore. I don't really do that anymore. I'm not a fan of the hangover.
I did that last night. I stayed out till 12:30, and I thought I was going to die on Monday working. I was like, I can't. What am I doing? I can't do this. Like,
Yeah.
In bed the next night at 7:15. I was like, I'm good.
I'm not gonna, I'm gonna say this. Like, I've noticed, like, working with my cousin, not so much cleaning windows, because cleaning windows, I feel like, I'm gonna say it, and people are probably gonna be like, really, dude? I feel like I'm an artist now, painting a picture when I'm cleaning windows. It's like, an extension of me as a being. You know what I mean? I just do it. You know what I mean? It's effortless cleaning windows. But working with my cousin these like 2 or 3 weeks or 3 weeks now, I can definitely tell that I'm losing some of my faculties. Like jumping down from like a 2-foot drop down onto a ramp onto a barge I feel like I'm moving like a 70-year-old man would move. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, dude, you know what I mean?
You kind of do like the shuffle.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you this right now. By the time Friday came around, I was sitting down on my ass and jumping down from a sitting position. That's how bad my legs were hurting. I was like, I need to do something about this soonly. Like, not because I feel like, I'm going to beat the hands of time, but I at least need to get to the point where I can like move a little bit better than I'm moving. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. I'm thinking about doing yoga, to be quite honest with you. I'm not interested in weight training or any of that shit. I'm thinking about doing it with my favorite wrestler, DDP. I think I'm gonna get some DDP yoga. I'm gonna fucking, grow my hair out and get it nice and slick and shit. curly in the back, you know, dye it blonde and do some DDP yoga. Like, you know, bang, you know what I mean?
Yoga's great, man.
Yeah. I mean,
it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
That's what I hear.
Hardest thing. I did a 90-minute class and gave up halfway through, and these old women were kicking my ass. And I was like,
I honestly feel like I need to do that because I don't know if you've ever looked at it, but the yoga that he does is more for like sports injury, you know, like injuries, you know what I mean? Like it really focuses on getting your mobility and building, you know, joints and shit back up. And I have got some atrophy going on in my body, you know what I mean? From shit that I've let go, you know what I mean? And I need to get, you know, which it doesn't bother me anymore, but using those muscles and those joints is like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, like I need to go sit in an ice bath, you know what I mean? It was pretty bad, dude. it was pretty bad there for a couple of days. I was like, I don't know. Jennifer actually messaged me Thursday morning. She watched me, you know, I didn't realize she was watching me walk out of the house, but I got in the truck and about 5 minutes later, she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, why? She goes, you did not look okay walking out of the house. I guess I was all hunched over. You know what I mean? I was hurting, man. I was hurting. It's very, I was around it when I was younger. I mean, working with steel and cutting steel and steel hanging in the air off of cables and chains and shit like that. I was used to that, but not doing it for 20 years.
When you're away from it for so long.
Yeah, not being away from it for 20 years and then starting to doing it just like it was stressful. Not only it was physically tasking, but it's mentally stressful. You know what I mean? Because there's, you know, those guys down there are, you know, they're true professionals, but they've been doing it. That's all they do. So they're so used to being in that environment. You know what I mean? Things that would freak me out don't freak them out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, dude, what are we doing? You know, that's fine. I'm like, are you sure? They're like, yeah, it's fine. I mean, it turns out that it is fine. You know what I mean? I'm worrying too much.
It's fine. And then he comes up with something.
Yeah. We had to, Monday, we actually had to stop because of that. We had like a 15-foot sheet of steel in the air, and we're trying to lower it down into another sheet, and there's two joints. They fit like this, and they slide down onto each other. You know what I mean? They slide like that in there.
Yeah, I know what it is.
So we're lowering that down, and a big gust of wind. I'm 265, and there's another guy had a hold of it. It pulled me and him off the sheet, off the barge. Like, that's how heavy the wind was blowing. And those things probably weigh, 600-700 pounds. Those sheets. If not more, maybe 1,000 pounds.
Probably more than that.
You know what I mean? 15-foot long sheets. I'd say probably around 1,000 pounds or better. So the wind catching that and pulling both of us like we're like pieces of paper. I was just like, yeah, my cousin Brandon, the one operating the crane, he's like, yeah, we're not doing that. He's like, we're not doing it. He goes, you guys are gonna get fucking hurt. So, yeah. I mean, at the sake of more progress, we had to be safe. Which, I mean, that was the right thing to do. Somebody would have ended up getting hurt. I'd be wandering around cleaning windows like this,
Yeah.
4 fingers shy. Yeah, I'll just get a fucking socket.
Knowing your luck, you'd be cleaning windows like this with just the pointer.
Oh no, dude, I wouldn't. I'd just retire. If I was stuck with the pointer finger in this, I would retire because there's no way I'm putting my finger on the end like that. I'd be like, cut my whole hand off and put me a fucking socket on there, and I'll fucking be go gadget. I'll just have Richie make me a thing where I can hook it on. I have is Chris and make a, how they got the metal attachment for the zero pole. I have them make an attachment that fits on there, and I can just slide it on there, and I can just use my hand will be a washer or a squeegee.
Use your nub.
Yeah, dude. Use my nub.
Oh my God.
I would change my shit from squeegee life to nub life. What? Do you know somebody that does nub that, Grace?
Craig about,
say that again.
Inspector Gadget. Like, Craig has talked about that, like Inspector Gadget, where you have like a telescopic pole that just comes out of your hand. There you go.
Again, after spending 2-3 hours with Craig, I don't think Craig stopped talking from the time I walked through the door until I walked away from him. He talked the entire. If you want to be entertained, go hang out with Craig because he will entertain you. He will entertain you. You're going to be talking. Or you're not going to be talking. I mean, you maybe get a couple answers in when he's looking for an answer, but most of the time, he's explaining shit and relating shit to you. You know what I mean? He wants you to know about things. You know? I like Craig. But that does not surprise me one bit that he had the idea for the Go-Go Gadget squeegee hand. No surprise at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
None. When I seen the back of his truck and the remineralized water,
The water fountain.
yeah, the water fountain, I was just like, Craig is the fucking real deal. You're like, what you see on the internet is exactly what you get. Like, that is exactly what you get. It's not an act. It's not, like this thing he does for Facebook. He's actually that dude. You know what I mean? Like, he's got it all figured out, man. I don't know. I would say that maybe Craig probably doesn't sleep a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Craig is not a sleeper. Is he a sleeper?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
He's up early every morning, and yeah. So,
I feel like
Your mom said.
I feel like Craig crashes like a toddler. You know what I mean? Like those high energy, and he's just like wherever it is, like that's where he falls asleep.
Yeah. Kim says that you should hear him talking to sleep. That wouldn't surprise me either.
he has a lot.
Yeah, he's got a dude, and even his interaction with the waitress at the barbecue joint when we were at, it was just like I was mortified. You know what I mean? Like, this woman looked at him like, what? Yeah, a couple of times. Like, the dude is fucking absolutely great. I mean, it wasn't bad or inappropriate. It's just like, she just looked at him like, I've never been asked that question in all the years I've been working as a waitress. Nobody has ever asked me that. You know what I mean? Is today your birthday? It looks like today's your birthday.
And then she realized he was goofing and started playing along.
Yes.
And that's the best.
Yes.
Get it. And
that's fucking great, man. Craig is something else, dude. Craig is definitely something else. I'm gonna tell you though. I will say this: the way his setup, way his truck is set up, is actually really pretty awesome. The way he's got it set up, that is pretty badass. I have an extra system that I'm going to dismantle, and I'm going to do the same thing to my truck. The same thing.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to do the same thing. It's too dope. It's too dope not to do it. And it's all out of the way. Seth's drinking Gatorade. Seth is still drinking Gatorade. This is the longest sip of Gatorade that's ever been sipped in the entire universe. This dude's internet is probably the worst internet we've ever had on this podcast. I mean, we've been doing this a long time, too. Look, now he's gone. Seth is a piece of garbage.
I had to go to the bathroom.
You're a piece of garbage, man. No, you're not. You're frozen.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, probably.
He said, no. No, I'm not.
No. No.
We will set a date for us to come by and work on your truck with you. Yeah, man, definitely. I'm hoping that all the rewiring of my shop gets done here soon. It's getting cold, man. I need to turn the heat on in there. What's up with that, guys? Jesus.
What's up with that?
What's up with that, guys? I got a lot of weatherproofing to do, too. I'm trying not to lose anything I still have the system. The system's fine. I just have to get the new housing. I got two busted housings, one for the DI and one for the filter. I just got to get those, and Craig kind of hooked me up on where to find those cheap. So I'm just going to buy those housings and redo it and set it up in my truck so I can take it in and out of my truck. It's just such a good idea, man. It's a really good idea the way he's got that shit set up. It's nice. Out of the way, and with the skid that I have with the 12-volt pump on it, which is going to be switched to that continuous pump, I'm going to rewire the whole skid this winter. Actually, I'm thinking about taking it apart, sanding it down and repainting it because the shit's starting to flake off of it, starting to rust. So he told me not to take it apart, but because nobody's as smart as him. But I'm just like, bro, I mean, I don't want to, but in order for it to keep its integrity, you know, I mean, it's old. You know, I mean, this, you know, he had it for a couple years before I started using it, and I've had it up quite, you know, like 3 or 4 years now. So, and I need to put, if I'm going to put that new pump in, I might as well replace all the hose. You know what I mean? Put new hose in it. I might, I'm going to have to rewire it anyway, so I'm going to rewire it. You know what I mean? So there's a lot that I got to do. You know what I mean? Give me time, man.
Oh, yeah, you upgrade the gauge, too, which is kind of nice to do, so you don't blow switches.
Yeah, so,
nice.
Yeah. I'm also...
You have to do like what Seth did with the hoses.
What?
What?
Yeah. So I use power washing fittings to go into the quick releases. Mm-hmm. It made it super easy. That, and then if you put like when you take out the pump, water leaks from the tank no matter how much you've taken out. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just put a ball valve in there so that like it's super easy. It takes like, I don't know, 5 minutes to put a new pump in.
The only thing I'm worried about is switching pumps, because if that one goes bad, and then I have to go back to a regular 12-volt pump after making that adjustment, you know what I mean? How long am I going to have to... That's why I've been so hesitant to switch up pumps, is because what I've got on it now, I can just go get... I mean, I paid $100 for that pump. You know what I mean? And after the pressure switch in it, where it's stuck to where it runs constantly now, man, that motherfucker has not skipped a beat, dude. It just runs. that fucking Quality Farm and Fleet pump I put on it, you're like, go, you know what I'm saying? You're like, go try TSC or whatever it was. I went over and that fucking pump, I paid $20, and every time one breaks, they give me a new one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need that. I paid that $20 one time, and I've gotten like 4 pumps out of that deal.
Yeah, man. I don't know why you would bother switching from that pump to a different pump. Like
I have that pump that Mark's got on his. I bought a $400 fucking pump for it. Maybe I can get Mark to buy it for me from me for like $250.
Yeah, I used one of those Tractor Supply Remco pumps, like the 2.5 gallon a minute, 90 psi ones. They're $75.
Well, if you want to use this to the full potential,
is that what you're using now, Seth?
Yeah, they're just cheap, and I can get them.
Yeah, dude.
Tractor Supply.
That's my whole thing. It's just like, if this thing goes bad, then I have to fucking go and rewire the whole shit, because that's like 20. That pulls like 24 volts or something. Like, it pulls like double. So because I have to have a relay and all kinds of shit in there.
What do you need that for, though? I don't understand.
Mark, you can't leave the old wiring and just rewire another, like have 2 separate things of wiring. I've never seen
that. Would be hillbilly as shit, and I don't want to do that.
If you're using a 24 volt like pump, is that what you're using? The gauge wire has to be like double the thickness Mark put on there.
Yes. So, it has to be completely rewired. It might not be 24. I think it is, though. I wish Mark was here to clarify. But I know I have to put a relay in it now, because he says it'll burn the switch up. So it has to be drawn way more than the 12 volt.
To be honest, I've been using a $79 pump this entire season. I've had no issues with it.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm like using a little less water, and I have no height too. Like, I used the destroyer pole maxed out with it, and it was fine.
Yeah.
Like, I did like a 5 or 6 story building with it.
Yeah, I did.
It worked.
I had my I had my Shogun all the way stretched out, with both of my Kevlar extensions stretched all the way out, and I've had no problems with my 12 volt pump. It shoots water fucking 2 foot off the end of the fucking brush. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it would be an issue if you're pushing chemicals.
Windowcleaner.com.
Like, if you want high grade, like parts inside that aren't going to like corrode, but you're just pushing water.
Yeah.
Like, really shouldn't be too much of an issue there.
Yeah, I gotta. I don't know. I guess I have a thing that I don't need anymore. But maybe I could use that pump to spray bleach with. It's only $400. You know what I mean?
You could do that. I mean,
just totally trash it, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it'll be ruined in like 3 or 4 months. Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna end up selling it to Mark for fucking $100. Like, here, take this, so you have a spare.
Yeah.
Because the more I think about it, it's like I can go and get a 12-volt pump pretty much fucking anywhere, right? You know what I mean? Like, and I can just can reconfigure it, whatever I got to do to, but it's 12 volts and it'll, you know what I mean? It'll hook up. You know what I mean? I can, but if that thing takes a shit on me, I have to order one of those. Because everything's going to be replumbed. Everything, you know what I'm saying? Like everything's going to have to be replumbed and rewired. I don't know if I want to do all that. You know what I mean? I think I would
Blankets
rather.
in the bathroom, Grace?
What?
He
I
said
said blankets in the bathroom.
I'm not in the bathroom.
Well, at first it kind of felt like you were in the bathroom. Now it doesn't.
The curtain.
Yeah, because it felt like it was you. We thought Grace was sitting on the toilet when we started this. You guys didn't see that part of it. We were like, I just had to ask her, like, Grace, are you in the bathroom on the toilet doing this?
No.
She's like, no. I was a little upset we didn't go ride any roller coasters. I got to tell you that. I was looking.
I'm sorry.
I know you ruined it for us. You ruined it.
I know.
Grace didn't feel good.
I guess we'll just go back.
And I'll be honest with you, Jennifer
Party
was
pooper.
freezing. Jennifer was freezing to death.
Yeah.
It
was cold. Maybe we should plan for sometime next summer.
Yeah, maybe like earlier in October. You know what I mean? Like,
Because then TJ would just be too hot.
No, I would be fine. I'm always too hot, Jacob. I'll have you know I'm always too hot, you cunt.
And I have the AC on still, and it's like the middle of October.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care.
Jacob act like he ain't sitting there sweating right now.
I'm not, man.
Whatever.
I feel good.
Whatever. Was that the sweat off your brow there? He's like, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought it was something else.
Yeah, I wish I had more energy for everybody tonight. I honestly do not feel good at all, dude. We are at CP in June. I think we should try to see if some of other ones want to kind of join us. Some of them doom ding ding dang doom. June is actually my birthday. June the 1st. June the 1st is my birthday.
Oh, 2 months for mine. I'm on first.
Oh, really? Cool. Radmobile, man. Number one. June numero unos.
It looks like we're there the 8th.
Okay.
Through the 10th. June.
Alex Lambernides from WCR has a travel trailer. Maybe he can be our guest celebrity at CP for a window cleaner event. Yeah, maybe we can get him and Chris together. I know how much Chris and Alex really enjoy road trips, especially with all the children they have. I'm sure that both of them together would be excellent for those two guys. They would love that. Me and Chris were earlier this year. We were relating stories of going on because me and Chris are kind of the same being, as much as like we like to like the road trip vibe of, you know, like anybody can hop on a plane or, you know, whatever and just take off and be in another destination in a couple hours, but it's a whole another experience to just see the countryside. You know what I mean? There's nothing better than seeing the country, in my opinion. Especially through that's the way I traveled when I was younger. My grandparents, we used to drive everywhere. You know what I mean? It was just like part of the thing you did. You know what I mean? But when you do that with young kids in the car, oh my God, kill me now.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it can be rough at times, even with like a 20-year-old and a 10-year-old. You know what I mean? They can get on each other's nerves and then get on my nerves collectively. You know what I mean? It could turn into a real shit show, even at that age.
Well, a confined space is difficult to deal with over, periods of hours.
With anybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. As long as we could have a crash cedar point party, just as long as everyone stays away from my fucking house. I don't want nobody at my house.
Petting all the dogs.
No.
Oh, everybody stays.
They got the hotels, they got the cabins, they got the camping.
Yeah.
All covered.
Yep, they got the whole thing there. There's no
They got it
shortage.
all.
There's no shortage of accommodations in my town. They are everywhere. Plenty of accommodations for everyone's. They should have had the huge convention here. They should have had the huge convention here. They fucked up not having it here, man.
What, in Sandusky?
Yep. In between two huge airports. They got a huge convention center. Fucking awesome amusement park. Tons of lodging. Fishing. The whole 9 yards. You could really turn it into something. Be the mecca of window cleaning. Right here. Squeegee Life headquarters.
The Mecca.
The mecca. Not
I mean,
McDonald's.
it would make sense to do it.
Huh? I mean, that would have been
It
cool.
would make sense to do something.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it for forever. I'm not interested in doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Maybe a
interested.
few people.
People have really fucking, the community's really soiled me on wanting to be charitable and nice to people. It's tough to be nice to people. You know what I mean? There's so many shitheads out there. There's just so many shitheads. No matter what you do, you're gonna run into a shithead. But you just can't let them. You can't let them harsh your vibe, man. You know what I mean? So I just
Can't let them bring you down.
yeah, can't let them bring you down, man. So I just you know what? I'm not even dealing with these dudes, man. It's all good, man. You guys have fun doing stuff that I'm not gonna be at.
Don't worry, Mark Tanner will go to all the events.
Mark will go, but I'm not.
Mark's at everything.
The only way I'll do anything is if Chris and Alex is involved. That's the only way I'll do anything. That's just the way I feel
Seems
about
so.
it. That's the only way I'll do anything is if Chris and Alex are involved because they do shit the right way. So whatever they're doing, I'm wanting to do it with those guys. If it's not with those dudes, I'm not trying to do it because it's not going to be done the right way. That's just my personal opinion on that. It's just not going to be done the right way unless they're involved, so...
Yeah, I wish I was able to make one of the huge before they got, before they
it would have
involved.
been a completely different experience for you, I think, Jacob.
No.
You probably would have stayed. Because when me and Seth...
Sucked.
Yeah, when me and Seth went, Seth, and Jason cruised down there, I can tell you right now, I really didn't want to leave when we left. Did you, Seth? I really didn't want to go. I was like...
I could have used another day.
I could have... I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, we should have fucking stayed another day. You know what I mean? So, that's how much fun we had. So...
Well, at the point when I missed my flight and sat in the airport for 6 hours because there's no friggin' services to the airport from where we were, I definitely could have bothered staying another day.
I would have drove you to the fucking airport. That's the shitty thing about life. Is you're just such a cunt.
know, man.
You're such a cunt.
Well,
You wouldn't
the
let me
hotel-
drive you. You wouldn't let me drive.
Hotel-
You wouldn't let me drive
the
you. You're
hotel
like, nah,
had
man.
service.
Nah, man.
service.
No, man. I don't want you to do that.
Nah,
man.
It's all
Nah,
good,
man. I'll get a ride.
I had to
bro.
be at the airport at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, but
I was like,
still.
dude, who wants to fucking do that?
Nah, man.
Poor Seth.
Said I got to spend an extra $500 to fly somewhere. It was fun. Flew into Charlotte, and
Cool.
then from Charlotte to Boston, and then another hour and 30 minutes in rush hour traffic to get home. It was fun.
Oh
It
yeah,
was.
I'm sure it was a really good time. It was totally
Yeah, I
worth
got
being up
home.
at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, I was up at 4
Right.
to get to the airport time because I had a car service at 4:30 that never showed up. Never answered the phone. I was like set up through the hotel. I was like, this is awesome.
This
This is the best thing that's ever happened.
How did you get
Because I
there?
slept for 3. I ended up having to call an Uber, and it was some sketchy redneck and a lifted Jeep Cherokee with the back window out, and he was just smoking.
You didn't ride to the airport?
Shut up, dude! With the back
I'm
window
promised
busted
that's
up.
what it was. I spent $70 to get to the airport. I was like, this sucks.
Was it a nice Jeep or no?
No, it was like a 97 Jeep
So
Cherokee.
it smelled all wet and had Mountain Dew cans and shit laying on the floor.
Oh, dude, he had old NASCAR hats hanging in the ceiling and stuff that were just covered in I mean, I smoke, but I don't smoke like that. His hats were covered yellow,
Ah,
just hanging
man,
there.
dude.
It smelled like an old grandpa ashtray. I was like, this Especially since I drank the night before and went to bed at like 1 a.m. I was like, oh, God, dude. This is gonna be terrible. Oh,
Oh, man. Well, dudes and dudettes, I want to tell you this. I'm going to let Grace plug her and Craig's Rolling with the Window Cleaner October giveaway again, and I think we're going to call this one short because I am miserable.
sounds fair to me.
So, October giveaway. We posted about it in the pro group. You can find the flyer there. So if you order during the month of October through Craig and I, our number is 845-324-7143. And you spend an order of $75 or more, you automatically get entered into our giveaway for a Norman Rockwell collectible window washer plate with that print on it. It's got the certificate of authenticity and everything. A mystery box filled with tons of fun goodies, and you can get additional entries for getting the WCR hand soap, the WCR beanie, any of the t-shirts, and you get 20 extra entry points if you order a water filtration system through us.
Awesome. Heck yeah, guys.
Sounds wonderful.
Thanks to all our sponsors. Thank you, Grace, for coming on. I'm sorry I feel like shit. Now I know how you felt. Like, I don't want to do this. I'm not getting on roller coasters. I'm going to sleep, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, that this went a little longer. But, Grace, thank you for coming on. And, you know, all you got to do is set up the Grace signal and say, hey, I want to come on the show, and you're welcome to come on. So, you know, that's cool.
Awesome, thank you.
So we really appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, Craig, for the comments all night. Kept it lively for us.
Your commentary.
Wonderful commentary. Yeah, sorry, guys. I feel really bad. Like, I feel bad leaving you guys, but I don't feel good. So, but I thank you guys. We'll see you next week. Thank you, Grace. See you, folks. Peace.
Later.